Hey everybody, it is LuLaRoe, Christy, and Laura again.
We have made it through almost 2 months now.
And we got so super busy that we forgot to do our 1 month update, so we apologize. But we did gather our numbers for our 1 month. We ended up selling about $6,500 in clothing, so pretty good for a month. Kind of makes us feel more confident about our decision to do this, where we're going with this. It's taught us a lot. And so we kind of wanted to not just focus on the numbers this video, even though everybody wants to hear the numbers, but we kind of wanted to share some things that we've learned over the last month, because there's one thing about what we planned and what we had expectations for, and then it's another to have lived it the last almost 2 months. So we just wanted to share a couple of those life lessons with you, and hopefully it'll help you if you're considering this, or if you are already in the queue, or you're in the business for who knows how long. We're certainly not
we're not professionals.
We're not professionals yet. We're still learning.
We have learned a lot from watching all of you.
Yes.
And we learned, one of the many, many things that we learned was attitude, and how everyone in this business, and I can understand why, because what girl doesn't want to have a clothes shop in her own house? I mean, it is fun. And
Laura has a little too much fun with it.
Yeah, when I can't sleep, which I don't sleep a lot, but anyway, I'm down here trying stuff on, putting clothes together. But attitude, we've noticed how important it is to keep a positive attitude, but like I said, I don't think that's hard, because this is a happy business. It doesn't seem like
it is.
Too much can even make you not feel good, because we actually, it's today, and I have a skirt on today, and I don't usually wear skirts, but my partner here wears skirts all the time, and she's just darling all the time.
Which was not my MO before I joined LuLaRoe.
No. But I tell you, it has made us more aware of being our kind of pretty that we can be.
Attitude-wise. Literally, people are drawn to good attitudes. You're not going to gain many followers by being negative. So, and also just, this company is really about love and generosity and spreading that throughout the world. So your attitude is key. Now, one thing to remember is LuLaRoe is still a new company. They are only 3 years old. And there are growing pains. Literally, there are growing pains. But they're not that bad.
No.
I've been with much worse. And so whenever I hear other consultants complaining or whatever, I just think, wow, really? That's not something to complain about. So just really check your attitude, and kind of, because once you get your head right, then things are going to start moving for you. I will tell you that the days that I came in with a bad attitude to business, we did not do so hot. The days that I came in with a good attitude and believing, the second I woke up, I told myself, we're going to do good today. I am going to be successful today. And it literally was just that mantra. I told myself, I was getting ready in the morning, we are going to be successful today. We were successful. So why we don't wake up and do that every single day, I don't know, because
we're human.
Because we're human and we're women. And
we have so much else on our plate other than LuLaRoe. So it's a fun thing to do. We try to do as much we can every day, but we all of us have lives, and all of us have families, and
screaming 4-year-olds and babies.
And babies. She's got babies. I got grandbabies, but so those take precedence. But so it's a nice balance that you find when you can mesh together and get it right.
Mm-hmm. One thing that I heard on one of the training calls today that I really loved, and it spoke to me so clearly, was the girl said to get up, dress up, show up, and never give up. And I was like, yeah, that's totally true. So that is kind of going to be our mantra. And it's kind of something that we've already kind of adapted. We'll talk about more of that later. We have it further down on the agenda. But those 4 points are just phenomenal. So just tell yourself that. Get up, dress up, show up, and never give up.
Yep.
So another thing that we've learned is a little bit about process. I knew about LuLaRoe long before Laura did, and I had already kind of planned what I was going to do, how I was going to do it, and she jumped on right before I onboarded, and so she kind of has had to learn my process.
Also, I am not techie at all. I've never been a Facebooker. I don't know. She just told me what was the other one?
Instagram.
I haven't even heard of Instagram, and she showed me how to do that.
But hey, she's on Periscope, so that ain't so bad.
Yeah, so, but she showed me how to do that. So, I told her, I said, you can teach old dog new tricks, but anyway, I really enjoyed the journey that this is, because it does make me think. And she goes, you're doing this today. Okay, right. I'm scared.
Right.
I can dress people. I'm very artsy and creative.
She's always been great on the people. And that was one thing that I was like, I need Laura as a partner, because she is phenomenal with people.
Yeah.
But she's had to learn the process of things. And one thing I remember very early on, she said to me one morning, she's like, I don't know if I can do that. And I said, yes, you can.
Yeah,
and
I
you
was
will.
Like,
and so she's been a tough one. She's been sticking through, and she's been so patient with me. And because I'm like, hey, Laura,
she's been patient with me, because I'm like, okay, you have to tell me 1,500 times before I'm going to get this.
But being able to say, and for her to listen to me when I said yes, you can, and for her to be willing to do that, that's something that's key too. You don't ever tell yourself you can't, because trust me, if someone in the world can do it, then you can too. And that's kind of something that I learned in my college days. I was a recreation management major, so I like to have fun. And but I went out for my first job, and it was an impossible job to get. It really was. Like, when people heard that I was applying for it, they're like, you're fresh out of college. Really? You're going to get that job? And you know what? I got that job because I told myself, well, if somebody can do it, then I can do it too, because it's possible. So never, ever, ever tell yourself that you can't, because it's an untrue thing. Number 3 is to be brave. We have had to step out of our box a lot. Also
with the clothing style. And the color. I'm kind of a black and white girl.
Can you tell?
Yeah, she's got.
I have full black and white. She's at least wearing gray.
Yes, but I have gray, but I have a colorful skirt on. But so it was kind of a cultural shock for me to look at these clothes and go, can I wear that? But as you get into the LuLaRoe culture, you see how the clothes are put together, how comfortable they are, amazingly comfortable. And it's kind of a different style, but it's a fun, fresh looking style. So I appreciate the beautiful prints and the beautiful colors, and so yeah, you do have to be kind of a person to step out of your box,
especially since pattern mixing is such a big thing right now.
Yeah,
I will find that I just polled my customers tonight, and I said, okay, let's be honest, who's afraid of pattern mixing? And like 75% of them said they wanted to do it, but they were terrified of doing it. And so
I like doing it.
She likes doing it now, but when we first started, she was like, what? You do that? And so this is what I love about Laura. She spent, I don't know how long, researching how to pattern mix.
And that book that LuLaRoe sends out, that was my Bible.
She was studying it, and she was going through the pages.
If they can do this, I can do this. And then I would just go and start shopping in our clothes and try to find things that go together. So now we have them hanging up in our room, samples, and people go, oh, that's how you do that. And I go, yeah,
and they're like, really I see that together. Okay, all right, I see how that can work.
Yeah.
And so be brave with the pattern mixing, because it's fun once you get a hang of it. Oh, it's so fun to even go out and wearing the pattern mix. People will tell, I have one outfit that I really love that's pattern mixed, and I get compliments on it all the time. So next one is
and this is one thing that was interesting, because I know all of you have got some patterns in, got some clothes in, the colors and everything. You're going, no one is going to buy this, and yet it sells. And so I have learned to appreciate everybody's beauty from their eyes, And when when they come and look, I kind of look at what they kind of pull out, and I said, oh, so then I point out other things that I think they would think is pretty. Not necessarily what I think is pretty.
Right.
But so to realize that we're all uniquely individual and we all have our own taste. And
right, that's the next one.
LuLaRoe has something for everybody.
Yeah, Patrick, the designer, he said in one of the conference calls, he's like, I don't design clothes for you. And at first I was kind of like, what? And he's like, I design clothes for everyone.
Yeah.
And it's so true because literally we have, I mean, there's a dress that Laura did not like at all. She told me so many times, she's like, this is ugly.
No one is going to buy that.
Someone loved it. And so, you know, and I thought it was cute too, because I think it was one of those that like you had to put on, because on the hanger it didn't look so good, but on a person it looks really cute.
Mostly it's the colors.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a real pastel-y, real soft looking. I love all these bright, you know, strong colors. And so this one really threw me. It was light pink top and the lighter blue bottom. And I was like, oh my gosh. But someone loved it. And I thought it just lets us know how unique and individual everybody is. And that's their beauty. And they radiate with that on. And so that was really neat. So that's another thing that we learned. Everybody has their own beauty.
The last thing is that you guys know, obviously, we are a partnership. And in one of our videos that you saw previously, we were like, okay, well, this is how it's going to run, and we're going to lay this out this way. It's kind of gone that way, but it's really kind of morphed because we realized that, like, I can't just do social. I mean, you'll see on the social media that I am the main voice, but Laura has to participate because people have to know her. And also I mean, like she said, I have a baby and I have a 4-year-old and I have 2 daughters who are into activities and 4 kids to take after. And so like, I'm constantly calling Laura and I'm like, okay, what was the material on this dress? Or what was this? And so she's got to be a part of it because I can't answer every question all the time. I can't be here with the clothes physically all the time.
No, I'm here.
So she's got to learn the techie stuff. Yeah. And that's been a struggle, but she is working really hard to learn that and she's going to learn it.
I'm going to learn it.
She's going to learn it.
I keep telling myself that. I'm going to learn this.
But she's doing a really good job. And so it's kind of morphed where, you know, our lines of responsibility kind of have come more together. And I still am the main, and she still really handles our people personality. But like our last, we held a monthly open house. And our last monthly open house, I made her do all the transactions.
It was easy.
And it was easy, but it was something.
It was easy because I had her there.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
Walking me through because it's
really not that hard. But it was just one of those things where, you know, she had thought it was one of those things that she was scared to do. And so I made her do it all by herself and she did fine. She didn't make any mistakes and everything was fine. So, we've had a little changes. Other than that, I say that it's going really well. We're working really together.
We still like each other.
Because we literally,
she lives here.
I live here. Which is nice because my husband works from home. So it's awesome because
she has another home.
I have another home to get away from my husband. I love him. But I needed something of my own. And so this has been nice for me because it kind of gives me something. And the kids can play and whatever here. Yeah, so it's great. She has a huge property and it's great for us. So it makes a good team because we really balance each other out. Like, so if you are considering a partnership, you really do need to think about the other person. Because there's certainly frustrations. There's days where like things aren't going so great, but you know, she calms me down or I calm her down or, you know, but
I'm pretty easygoing.
She's pretty easygoing. I'm fairly easygoing, not as easygoing as she is. She definitely calms me down more than I calm her down.
That's just because I'm older.
But our strengths and weaknesses are very compatible. So if you're looking in a partnership, I would really suggest really being honest about your strengths and weaknesses. I think that was one thing that because we've known each other so long and we're practically family, we were very honest about from the beginning was she's a much better people person than I am. I mean, I'm a nice person, but I'm not as nice as she is. So she's much better. And also she can talk to anybody. And I'm more of an introvert in that sense. So that's kind of our tips that we have for you guys. One thing that we did want to go over as well is kind of how LuLaRoe's changed our lives in just 2 months. Do you want to start or do you want me to start?
You go ahead.
Okay, so for me, we kind of touched on this a little bit before. I was not in like the best place in the world before we started LuLaRoe. I kind of had lost who I was.
She had 2 babies.
I had 2 babies, but I mean, we had a lot of trials in our life, and life just it went from it sucked. It sucked, and
she's kind of getting kicked.
And so I was kind of getting kicked a lot, and I just wasn't happy with myself, and I lost a strength that I always had. I mean, as my whole life, I was very strong, and I was very opinionated, and I could stand up to anything. But the last several years, I kind of had felt like I'd just gotten kicked in the gut too many times. And so I just kind of like introverted back into the shell. Whereas with this business and having something of my own, and just how fun it is, and the beautiful clothes, and just meeting new people, making friends.
Yeah.
I really, really, really love it when people come into our shop, perfect strangers. I love when they message me on Facebook and say, "Can I come in?" I'm like, "Oh, please do. I'd love a new friend." And but I'd kind of gotten frumpy and whatever, and so the clothes have been great because I am able to. I've totally changed my clothes. I now get up and I do my hair and my makeup every single day.
That same, get up, get dressed,
and show up and never give up. It really has been my mantra, like from when we started, because I figured if I'm going to sell this, I got to look good. Mm-hmm. And so just by doing those small actions, it's really changed me. I have that strength again. I feel a lot more like who I was. And I feel stronger. I feel happier, so much happier. Mm-hmm. I have better relations with my kids. I have better relations with my husband. I'm just better relations with everybody. I think I find it easier to make friends. The people that I've been like dying to like connect with, because I know them, but I didn't connect with them really. I found it a lot easier to open up myself and to allow those connections to happen through this. I really credit LuLaRoe for this. So it's changed my life big time. Not just the financial stuff. I mean, I love the money, but you know, it's not about that in the end for me. I really am glad we did this just to find myself again.
Yeah.
So, Laura, anything for you?
How it has changed us. I think it is just, well, I'm a real people person, and I have another business. I do hair, and so I have people come to my shop. I'm just private, so I'm not trying to get any more business from that. But anyway, so I have a great love for people, and I love to make them look good. So this is I was a massage therapist after I went to beauty college, and this is. Now I can make them look good, feel good, and now physically look good with their clothes. We had a lady the other day that came in, and probably around my age, I'm guessing, and just, you know, had clothes on like I used to wear. Cut off jeans and a shirt, and she just kind of looked average.
She looked good, but not.
Yeah,
like, she didn't have a spark.
Yeah, there was no...
But she left here with a spark.
She didn't bounce, you know, and I think when we started putting clothes on her...
She was fun because she let us dress her.
Oh, it was so fun.
She let us put whatever we wanted on her. It was awesome.
Yeah, and because we always say if you try on 5 outfits, you know, we'll give you a discount. And because we want them to try on as many different styles as possible, because you really can't tell what these look like or how they feel until you put them on. And so I said, come on, we're almost at 5. Here, try this one on. I kept taking some to the room for her, and she'd come out with a big smile on her face, and it just kind of brought her alive, because because we get stuck in our color scheme and our style, and LuLaRoe is brings you out. In fact, that's kind of what Christy and I are about, is trying to step out of the box of the black and white, although I love her shirt.
I know. I had to buy this shirt.
I mean, I have a black one.
To be honest, everyone needs a black and white striped shirt, because these go amazing with florals.
Yeah.
So if you are looking step into pattern mixing, you need one of these because they look amazing with florals. So in any classic, perfect, Irma, whatever, if you can find a black and white striped, grab it because it'll be your gateway into pattern mixing.
Yep. And so anyway, but it's just really fun to help people come alive. We had a lady come that we donated outfit to. She's a new school teacher, moved here in a different area, and just, single mom, just needed a little help. And so we got to dress her up. And she just was sparkly, and that's
why we do this. That sparkle is, that's worth more than money.
Yeah, when you see how people feel and how it brings them joy and happiness, and it kind of changes because it's a different style and they're kind of gets them out of the rut. I think it's a very happy business. I think that's why I'm doing it, because I'm at the later age of the game. I'm a grandma, and I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for Christy, because I wouldn't do this all by myself. But I'm so thankful to be a part of the journey that we're on, because it's another way of helping women feel good about their bodies, where they're at right now. And, when you can tell someone, try up a size, try down a size, go up 2 sizes, go down 2 sizes. There's a myriad of sizes. And sometimes that psychologically does a lot for a woman when they know, gosh, I can fit into this, and because the clothes are cut a certain way, it has a nice covering, so it doesn't expose all of it.
It's really fun whenever you have a girl come in here and she's, maybe a larger woman, and she's like, oh, I don't know if anything's going to fit me. And
they're surprised.
And she leaves with something that just looks remarkable on her.
Yeah.
Because I totally know how that feels. I mean, that was one of my problems that was one reason why I kind of found LuLaRoe, was because I was so tired of going to the mall and whatever was cute wasn't in my size, or it didn't fit me right. If they had my size available, it wasn't cut right for my body. And that's one thing Patrick told us. He's our designer. Patrick told us that he doesn't, there's a standard of, everybody designs like a size medium dress and they add an inch width and they add an inch length to do sizes. He's like, we don't do that at LuLaRoe. We actually design to a woman. He's like, physical women try on our sizes, and that's how we find sizes. And so that's why I found that the clothing just fits better. The cut is at the right place on larger women. I mean, so I love that.
And the fabric stretches so nice and it flows, and
it lays really nice
against you that they just look very becoming on. And so I think that's probably the greatest fun that I have, is to help someone else find the beauty that's on that person inside, because it brings it out. And I think that's what I feel like LuLaRoe does.
So if you have any questions, as always, you can ask in the comments below, or you can send us an email. I have the email. All of our contact information will be found below. So always reach out to us. We are totally happy to help anyone. You don't have to be on our team, although we love our Lula babies. So if one of our Lula babies is watching us, hello. We are just excited to be part of this business, and if you are going to be one of our Lula sisters, then we are excited to welcome you in and answer any questions you have, because sometimes you just got to connect with someone and find an answer. And I certainly have been, we have been really lucky that we've reached out to a lot of consultants that are not even close to our team, because we live in an area where no one on our team is at. And people have been so willing to help us, so we're paying it forward. So anyone who has any questions, always reach out to us. Send us an email. I answer them all. So just reach out to us, and we are so glad you could join us in our Lula room. It's the end of the day, so we are on the floor relaxing from all the hard work. But and if you're in Roseville or Sacramento area, come and meet us. Come join. We'd love to meet you. So send us a message, and we would love to hook up and answer any questions, or just make a new friend. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.